Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kezia Nicole. I am back, okay? I know you guys have been seeing a lot of me lately. I have been doing interviews, and we are back with another episode of Single Parents Out the Mud. Now, for those of you that don't know, I just recently relaunched my podcast, which was previously Action Speak Louder Media, and I had this slogan that says, "Don't be angry, be active." And so now, my new podcast that I just relaunched is "Don't Be Angry, Be Active," because I just want to inspire people to, not focus on the negative things that are going on, but more so take action in everything that they do. Now, tonight for our episode, we have a wonderful special guest. I'm going to bring her on in just a few seconds, but we're going to get into it because, look, being a single parent, getting it out the mud is not always easy. But tonight, for those of you that are maybe struggling in that area, we have a special guest tonight that is going to share some of her secrets, share her journey, and share how she made it out the mud. Everybody, welcome to the studio, Miss Ma.
Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Ah, you almost fell over.
Girl, you trying to jump off the camera.
How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Can you share with my audience a little bit about who you are, a little bit about your background? I know you've had some really, really exciting things that have happened. So,
Yes.
and
So my name is Kemah N Duopu. On Instagram, I'm Kemah D. I am a business owner. I own a vegan nail polish brand called Harmon Polish. Each polish is named after a positive affirmation, just more self care, self mantras to make you feel good. On top of that, I'm a mother. I'm a single mother. Well, I'm single parenting to a 13-year-old son. His name is Jeremiah. Call him Jerry by short. And a lot of things have been happening for me in such a short time. I've been a business owner, and just being a business owner on top of being a single mom, I feel like it's kind of my duty to inspire women like me, inspire young moms who, when you first get pregnant, you think all hope is lost. I was able to get through the mud, so I feel like it's important that we that got through the mud turn around and pull somebody out. You know what I'm saying? So that's
absolutely,
me.
absolutely. Yes. And so I'm super excited about your vegan nail polish. So I don't know if you know this, but I actually had an affirmation. I had a water bottle that was like an affirmation. And I used to go to different places and teach people about positive affirmation. And I just think
Oh wow.
yes, I just think that you putting it on nail polish is even more like the colors and the moods and things like that. So, can you share a little bit about your experience? So, I know you just got done with Essence Fest, right?
Yes,
Oh my
yes, yes,
God.
yes.
Tell me, how did you even get the opportunity? Like, look, let me take my notes. What you do, girl?
Okay. Well, taking a step back when I started my business, I told myself, well, if I want to have this big life where I'm traveling, I'm making money, if I'm dreaming big, I gotta do big. So with everything with my business, I made sure I go above and beyond. So pretty much how I got into Essence was I did a holiday guide back when I first started, pretty much last year. Did a holiday guide, and the chief of staff, she was actually kind of facilitating this holiday guide towards Liberian-owned businesses. I'm Liberian and Sierra Leone. So yeah, I did the live, I did the holiday guide, just pretty much trying to get my brand out there. And a couple months once went by, and she emailed me like, "Hey, we love your brand. You love what it stands for. We'll love for you to be on the gift bag, in the gift bag." So I packed up 50 bags, 50 nail polishes, and hauled tail to UPS. I'm like, this has to get there tomorrow. Okay. Like, don't be like on that delay shipping. I need like,
Right.
so it's just like one thing through that experience, I learned that it can be the littlest thing you do, just being like a servant. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this holiday guy. It didn't cost me nothing, and it's brand awareness. Something little like that turned into such a big opportunity for me. So Yeah, it's been
Wow.
amazing.
See, I was gonna ask you the origination of your name. Like, I'm kind of big into that. Like, my name
Oh
is Kezia,
yes.
and like, my dad was like, he was a preacher, so like, he like biblical names, which came from the motherland in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like my daughter, her name is I have two daughters, but my youngest daughter, her name is Keone, so it's Kenyan,
Oh,
and my son is Kwazi, is Ghanaian. So yeah, I really
oh wow. Yeah, my well, I'm Liberian and Sierra Leone.
okay,
But I was named after my aunt. Her name is Kemah.
okay,
So yeah, when my mom actually came here pregnant with me from Liberia. She was she came here as a refugee.
wow.
So yeah, my aunt was there at the hospital with her, and I guess as a thank you, she named her after me. Which I can tell that's why I'm her favorite. I love.
See, I was looking for K names too, and I didn't see Kama, and if I would have, I probably would have named my daughter that.
Oh yes, girl. Oh, thank you, thank you.
I
This and
have the photo, so it's too
there's
late.
actually well, it's some people call it Kemah. There's actually a Kemah boardwalk that's spelled just like my name in
Okay.
Texas. That's where I'm based out of. So I'm okay. Well, one day I have to go out there just so I can get the picture in front of it.
Yeah, for sure. Be like, this mine.
This
Oh.
mine. This city is mine. Y'all didn't know that?
That's what's up. So let's get into it. So
Yes.
this is Single Parents Out the Mud, and share with me about like what you imagine life would be like as a mother. Like, obviously, I'm sure like your parents may have or been a little like
Yeah.
new, right? Probably expecting things to be different. How did you become a mother? More so, how did you become a single mother?
Well, you know what's funny? I always tell people that like if you would have told me I would have been a teen mom, I wouldn't have believed you. I didn't think, to be honest, just to be complete, have complete transparency, I didn't think that was going to be my path, you know? So I thought I would be, have like the traditional married and then have kids and just live happily ever after. The kids part came early. So honestly, I was a single mom from the second day I found out I was pregnant. You know, I was dating this guy for a couple months, and I was just 19. Didn't really have any type of path. I was just living, honestly, living, and then all of a sudden I got pregnant, and I honestly didn't believe I was pregnant. I couldn't. I did not believe it. It didn't really sink in until I had my son, until I like saw his eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm actually a mother now.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been a single parent since day one. I told my son's dad, I was pregnant. He pretty much walked out on me. I'm over. I've got through it. But in that time, it was one of the most depressing time of my life. Not just it wasn't just necessarily him. It was just knowing that I'm my first experience with pregnancy is such a dark and negative space.
Right.
I thought my first experience would be so joyful and so happy,
Hmm.
but it was, it came out of heartbreak,
Right.
so yeah, girl, I've been doing this since day one. Well, day two, since day two. I gotta give him a 1 day credit.
Yeah. Well, and that is like that sometimes, right? And so just like for those moms that are in the space that you're in, like for them to understand that they're not alone, because a lot of times when you go through that, it seems like you're the only person in this,
Yes.
like you got bad luck or like your life is doomed, right? And so
Yeah.
like, why is this happening to me? Especially when you were under the expectations that it was going to be something different. So how old is your son now?
He's 13. He
Wow.
just turned 13, going into seventh grade. I'm just like sometimes honestly, I'm like, I cannot believe I have a whole 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And just to kind of see him grow, because it's been me and him as far as parenting,
Hmm.
but I've had a lot of co-parents in my life, like my
Hmm.
parents, my sister, my family. So one thing that I'm happy that that I learned to ask for help. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I learned to just say, okay, well, I can't be a parent by myself. I'm doing a two-person job by myself.
Right.
And, of course, you want to be Mrs. Independent Woman, but for me, it was just like, yeah, you want to be independent woman, do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
for
past that
me,
moment.
okay, look, for me, I was just like, well, I need help. So I leaned on my mom, my dad, my sister, and they got me through a lot of my tough parenting times because if I needed a break or I just needed to just woosah, it was nothing for them to take them. And in that way, I feel like I was a little privileged,
Yeah.
because I had that support.
Yeah, and with you having that support, there still were moments where you had to overcome the emotional challenges. Walk me through the steps of like music that you listen to, things that you read to help you get over that emotional, uh, uh, I would say, dark place that you were in.
Well, just as far as like, 'cause, I was going through my pregnancy when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And what really got me through that time, well, first I was a sat baby. I just sit in my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I really had to like sit, cry, and for me it was very therapeutic to just let it out. Like be angry, be sad. Like you have every right. You're pregnant and you're by yourself. You have every right to be sad. You have every right to be angry. But after that time, what helps me to this day is just positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Just telling myself, like, even when I'm crying, like, I'm gonna get through this. This pain is temporary. You know what I mean? Just constantly speaking life into myself. And also music. When I was pregnant, I think Beyonce's Deja Vu. Was it Deja Vu that came out?
Oh,
Or no, it
she
was
had a lot of
it,
songs.
yeah, it was Rihanna's album Good Girl Gone Bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and that CD got me through it. It was a song. What was it called? Rehab. Remember Rehab?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Are
every
you
time
gonna sing it or no?
it was like a rehab, baby, you're my disease. That song, remember that? Girl, look, who you don't want me to start. You don't want me to start. But just listening to music that really express how I felt. Like to this day, when I listen to that song Rehab, it takes me back to that place where, I was going through it, but I knew like you're not good for me.
Yeah.
You're not good. And now what I do is I practice like self meditation. I
Nice.
have a whiteboard. I have like a white dry erase marker that I write on my mirror, just telling myself I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I'm a bad bitch, like I'm a great mom. And also, there's one book that I read that really, as far as my career entrepreneurship, was Millionaire in the Fast Lane. I really suggest if you're truly wanting to become on this new path, read that book, Millionaire in the Fast Lane, and it kind of does a mind shift.
Who is that by? Millionaire in the Fast Lane.
Oh, I don't remember who it's by, but it's Millionaire in the Fast Lane. It should pop right up. That book really made me do a mind shift as of, I don't have the access right now to go to school and pay for school when I have my son.
Hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, well, being in corporate America, that's the only way for me to have a good living. But this Millionaire in the Fast Lane, it it makes you realize, okay, there's other avenues that I can do and still get the life I want. I don't have to work in corporate America. I
Right.
don't necessarily have to get a degree. So I would say that book changed my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's mad cool. And I imagine like one of the things that I struggle with like in my past when I felt like I made a bad choice in regards to my reproductive choices.
Not reproductive choices.
Whenever I felt that way, it was really hard to like really get over the fact that I felt like I made a mistake and then like
Yeah.
shifted how how I'm able to move in the world because ultimately, you got to find childcare, you got to, you know what I mean? You got to pay
Yeah.
for stuff. Like it's a whole deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the fact that you were able to like use music, use that book, to really overcome some of those emotional challenges that we have when we are faced with the journey of single parenthood, is just amazing. So, how you kind of started to get into it, but how did like become a single parent impact your career choice? I mean, you had mentioned earlier that
Oh yeah.
corporate America versus not corporate America.
I would say like when I had my son at the perfect time. Granted, at that time I was definitely tears were pouring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it really made me realize, okay, Kemah, this is not just you. You know, there's
Mhm.
someone else that's looking after you, and on top of that, you want to prove everybody wrong. I feel like people have this preconceived notion that, oh, you're a single mom, you made poor choices, or you were just out here living wild and being, event like it's I don't know what's the best way to say it, being loose for lack of a
Right.
better term.
See, I'm from Texas, like you from Texas. Fast. They like
Yeah,
to
you
call us fast, right?
right. You're fast, you're making poor choices, but for me, having my son when I did, it really put fire underneath me. Like, okay, it's not just you. You have to figure it out. And I thought my path was corporate America, so I just found a job when I was like what 20, like 20, 21. Found a job working at a call center, a debt collections call center. I can still to this day, this call is an attempt to collect the debt. Any information obtained will be used for that purpose. Real quick.
Look,
Turn that on.
look, if somebody owes you, you already know what it is.
Oh,
Debt
okay.
collection company.
Oh, okay. I already know. Are we taking Visa? Are we taking Visa or MasterCard? Okay.
What's
But
up?
it's honestly it took me a while to kind of figure out what I want to do with my life, and I feel like that's okay. Like life is about life is really a journey, and if you're not evolving, if you're not changing, if you're not trying new things, what are you doing?
Right.
I thought my path was corporate America, so I build my way up through that corporate ladder. I don't have a college degree. I have some college education, but I'm saying that to say but I was in rooms with people with masters, and I was teaching them and
Yep.
presenting seminars. So
Yep.
it's not really about your education as far as a piece of paper. It's about your education as far as like how are you educating
Right.
yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So and also like playing the corporate game, like just you smile, you do this. I say you do like a black girl charm where you're like, oh yeah, because they like that. But it's like, and I'm like, I didn't want to do that anymore. I don't want to code switch. I don't want to have to be your showman, or okay, or just not be my authentic self
Yeah.
and just kind of thinking about the life I want to have in the next 5 years. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to, make my own schedule. And also I want to be able to inspire women,
Yeah.
inspire single moms.
Yeah, and I was just gonna ask you that. So you have a son, and
Yes.
like all of the challenges that go on in America in regards to black boys. Like I have four black sons, and so what are some of the things that you struggled with as a single parent raising a black son pretty much by yourself? I mean, of course, with your support system, but what are some what would you tell your well, I'll jump to that question later, but what advice would you have for other moms who have younger black sons?
I would say, especially like I come from a culture that's very well, not really a culture, but my parents I couldn't talk to my parents. If I'm just being honest, I couldn't talk to them about school, the things I'm dealing with, because they come from a completely different culture than I'm growing up in. I'm growing up in American culture. They're
Right.
coming from an African culture where things are completely different. So I'm saying that to say now, I made sure to have open conversations with my son. Make sure that I'm taking myself kind of out of the mother parent role and putting myself more of being his ally, being his advocate, having real conversations. I told my son, if you ever want to, I don't know, smoke weed or do whatever, come talk to me. Let's have that conversation. Because as a parent, you're more educated than his little friends. So his friends are going to tell them whatever. But I think it's really important that our kids are able to come and talk to us. I always tell my son, even, I'm like, I don't care if you're in college and you're hungover, you're underage drinking, if you just like, you know what, I need to get out of here. Call me. Mind you, I'm gonna be mad. I'm still gonna be mad. But and I tell him this all the time. I'd rather me be mad at you
Yeah.
than the world or police or something else be mad at you.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's just, especially as young parents,
Yeah.
we kind of have that privilege where we can relate to our kids
Mhm.
better than our parents can relate to us.
Right.
You know, so talking to your children, it sounds so like
Well, I don't know.
typical,
It's
but it's
like,
important.
he at the age of 13 now. So there's like girls, and I mean, what is it like? You know, sex, and
Yeah.
you had that conversation.
Oh, girl, you know what's funny? I actually like, he had a little girlfriend,
Oh Lord.
and my mom in me was like, little boy, you should not be worried about girls. You should be worried about school. Da, 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 da. But I'm like, okay, well, I gotta build trust with him.
Hmm.
I gotta like. It
Because
wasn't necessarily.
boys, they like to shut down real fast.
Yeah, so I kind of had to take myself out of being his mom to being like his advocate, his ally. He's like, okay, well, let me meet the girl, let me meet their parent, let me meet the parents, and on top of that, I thought it was my chance to kind of show my son, okay, this is how you treat a woman. Like, you know, you go to her dad, you introduce yourself to the dad, you take her. Like I took them, they went on like a picnic, and he picked all like the stuff he wanted to have at the picnic. I want to go buy just little things like that. I feel like it showed my son, number one, okay, I can really talk to my mom.
Hmm.
And number two, okay, when he gets to an appropriate age, he'll
Yeah.
know what to do. You know, so kind of breaking that cycle.
So like, as far as like your parents, like your parents are from Liberia. Well,
Hmm.
what is that? Is that South Africa?
That's West Africa,
Africa. I was in.
West Side.
So like, so like, what did they have like a certain point of view or perspective where they felt like the type of person you should be dating? And like, did they have problems with you like dating out your race? You know what I mean? Like, what
No,
type of like restrictions or rules that they have for you?
you know, dating wasn't even a subject. And like growing up, it wasn't even. But I will remember one thing my dad said to me about this one little piece of advice that to this day it just is like ingrained in my head. And like, was it like third or fourth grade? I got really good grades. I showed my dad, and my dad's like, no, I showed my mom. Mom's like, okay, my good job. You keep this up, and you'll never have to depend on a man for anything. You would need him because obviously, you know, a man wants, you know, a woman wants a man, and you know, you get married and things like that. But she was like, if you do this, you would keep it up. You would never have him worry about a man. And my mom was like, isn't that right, Zane? Saying my dad's name. And my dad was like, that's right. You take care of yourself. You get good grades. You go to school. You get a good job. You even have a business. You be self sufficient. That you won't have to worry about any man
Hmm.
taking care of you. And
Wow.
to this day, it's still like it's embedded in my brain. It's one thing for my mom to say that, but for my dad, a man
Mhm.
to co-sign that,
Yeah.
I'm like, bet,
Bet. You ain't
bet.
gonna tell me twice.
You ain't gotta say, yeah, you ain't gotta tell me twice. No.
Yeah. So like, a lot of single moms, they struggle with like trying to manage learning skills and getting a job to help take care of their child. Many of young moms, like, they have to work like low value jobs, which
Hmm.
takes low value skills. Share with me like what process you did with juggling, your nail polish your nail polish line, learning a new skill, and taking care of your son.
Well, for me, what, and it's gonna sound so obvious, having a schedule and keeping to it. That has really helped me so much. Or I have this app called Most Days. So I'll list, okay, these are the things I want to do during the morning. These are the things I have to do during the afternoon. Or I'll literally schedule out my day. Okay, 7 to 4, I work at my corporate job. Oh, excuse me. Then, 4 to 4:30, that's me coming home. I'll rest until 7. 7 is just like my rest time. I rest, I don't do anything. That's my self-care time. I'll watch some TV, I'll have some wine. I'll just really decompress from my day. And then 7 o'clock is like my Harmon polish time. Between 7 and 9, I'm dedicated fully to that. So I'll have like different tasks that I have to do. And then 9 o'clock is, putting my son to bed, getting him prepared for the next day. And also, as I have my routine, my son has his own routine. He has something where he has a whiteboard where, okay, I get home from school, I do this and this and this. So kind of having my son help me without him helping me, if that makes sense. Keep giving him a routine and then rewarding him. Like, okay, you stick with your routine, I'll buy you a game or I'll give you rollback points or just, random stuff the kids like. So definitely having a routine, sticking to a routine. That helped me tremendously. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, there we go.
So what would be something else that you feel like that you would have told your younger self as you are approaching like parenthood? Like what else um what advice would you give your younger self as far as like being a mother and how you manage motherhood now?
I think the first thing I would, well, my 19-year-old self that's pregnant.
Hmm.
I mean,
Or
first I
after
would,
even after you have had them. So yeah.
yeah. Oh, a couple things. Well, first I would give myself a hug because I myself back then definitely get a hug. And honestly, I would say, and it's funny because I even give my friends this advice about their parenting journey.
Hmm.
The only opinion that matters as far as your parenting is your child. That is the only opinion that matters. If someone is judging your parenting and telling you you're not a good mom because you don't do this or you don't do that, you don't need them around. And if they're not doing anything to help you, you don't need them around.
Right.
You know, I struggled with that a lot. Just when my son was younger, I wasn't a good mom because my son didn't have this or didn't have that, or
Mhm.
there was a time where I was living in LA for 3 years, and my plan was my son to come live with me, but I had so many other bad living situation going on with my roommates that it wasn't healthy for my son to be in that type of environment.
Mhm.
So I kind of felt to myself, oh, I'm not a good mom. I'm not a good mom. So when I moved to Houston and my son moved in with me, I was always second guessing myself. I was asking him like, oh, Jerry, am I a good mom? Do you need help? Am I a good mom to you? I will always ask him because there were so many people telling me I wasn't a good mom. I mean, not my family, but just friends, people on the outside. So that really made me question my parenthood. Till one day I asked him like, Jerry, what's the most annoying thing I do as your parent? He's like, the fact that you keep asking me if you're a good mom. You're a good mom, mom. It's like, you're a
Wow.
great mom. And it made me cry just to know that, don't care, literally do not care what people think.
Mhm.
You like, as long as your child loves you and whatever decision you make, it granted might not be the best decision in other people's eyes.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're the one taking care of that child.
Right.
Whatever decision you make, as long as it's in the best interest of your child and you know it's in the best interest of your child, forget
Mhm.
them.
Right. That part.
Yeah,
That part.
seriously.
So, what's something that you haven't done that you plan on doing? So, your business is vegan nail polish. Um,
Yes.
can you share a little bit about how you got started? With
Yes. So Harmon Polish is pretty much like my thank you to my aunt. It's definitely my thank you to her. It's Harmon Polish is named after my aunt Patricia Harmon. I would say she was black girl magic personified. She was classy, sophisticated, and back in the day, like the women would come in with those three-piece suits in church with the hats. That was my aunt. She passed away from breast cancer in 2002, and she's actually been away from my life longer than she's been in it. But she inspired me so much in everything I do today. What started my business is pretty much in 2018. I lost my job. It was all bad. But I always tell myself, like, if I have enough money to get my nails done and things are not that bad, then I started looking at, how acrylic nails are actually harmful for you. So I started using regular nail polish, but then I started realizing that traditional nail polish actually has a lot of harmful chemicals, animal byproducts, bugs, toxins, all like formaldehyde, all types of crazy stuff. So I went the vegan route with the nail polish, and I realized there wasn't really there wasn't a lot of black owned nail polish brands that really spoke on positive affirmations, self-care, mental health. So I was looking, and I'm like, I can just do it. So yeah, it's literally been the best thing that's happened to me.
Wow.
Besides my son, the best thing is I've been able to do so many things, push myself uh, as a professional, push myself personally. And it's funny because I always tell people, like, these attributes of an entrepreneur, as far as making making tough decisions in high pressure moments,
Yeah.
multitasking, being able to build a team. These skills are the same skills single moms have.
Facts.
The exact same skills. So now with Harmon Powers, I'm growing it, I'm building it, but I also want to empower young moms. Like, we're entrepreneurs. Look, we negotiate. You going to bed. Period. Or you want to go bed 30 minutes late? Clean your room better, wash the dishes, and you can stay up a little extra 30 minutes. We negotiate. We make tough decisions. Thinking about, like, what school your son's gonna go to, and you're the only parent, so you have to think about all these different scenarios and how that's gonna. We're resourceful. We make $1 into $10,000. Okay, so I just encourage any single mom who is thinking about starting a business or has a business but kind of scared to broadcast it. Do it. Do it. It's not even like, why haven't you yet? It's like, when are you going to? Just do
Right.
it.
Right. For sure. For sure. So share with our audience as far as like anything that you have coming up. Like how can they get in touch with you? Um, any initiatives that like you would like to share?
Yes. So I'm on Instagram. My Instagram name is Kemah. It's KEM, like Mary, AHDEE. My business is Harmon Polish. Uh, we're on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and you can also look at www.harmonpolish.com, or also my link tree there. What's coming up? I have a collection launching on the 28th with a really popular nail influencer, 6 shades for the fall. I have a subscription box that's quarterly. What else? I have a special breast cancer awareness polish coming out in October, partnering with a foundation where proceeds of that will go to that. Initiative that I'm really, really passionate about is obviously breast cancer. The woman who inspired my business passed from breast cancer in '02. And as Black women, we're the least to get, we're less likely to get diagnosed with breast cancer. But when we do get breast cancer, we're more likely to die than our white counterparts. So definitely, yeah, get your screening, do your personal exams, and I also single motherhood. Just preaching that single mother ministry. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And I always think of it like this: like, yeah, I have my son young, but when my friends are 35 running around with their 5-year-olds, my son gonna be pretty much going to
Look,
going off to college.
don't talk
Boom.
about me. We're actually around 40 with a 1-year-old.
But you know what? It looks good on you, girl. It looks good on you. You don't look 40, you look 30. Yes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your journey,
Thank you.
everything that you have going on. Can you share with the audience again how to get in touch with you?
Yes, so it's Kemah D on Instagram. That's my personal. Is KEMAHDEE. Oh, I actually have another page, an affirmation page, and it's nothing but like positive affirmations. Just just to kind of feel, chicken soup for the soul. But this is like I guess reels for the soul. That's strong, beautiful, powerful. It's spelled just the traditional way. At Instagram, that on Instagram, strong, beautiful, powerful on Instagram. Harmon Polish, vegan, non-toxic nail polish, all named after positive affirmations. And that's also on Instagram, social media outlets, and www.harmonpolish.com.
Awesome. Thank you again. And those nails
You're welcome.
look
Oh
mine.
yes, I
I don't
am
have
wearing.
nails, but
Oh, I
oh,
gotta send you some.
you do,
I'm
you do.
I'm wearing. If life gets harder, I get stronger. That's what I'm wearing.
Ooh, if life gets harder, I get
I
stronger.
get stronger because we do, girl. Yes.
That is so perfect for our show tonight. And thank you again, Kemah.
No, thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, don't forget to follow her on Instagram. Don't forget to like, share this video. Follow us at Don't Be Angry, Be Active podcast on YouTube. And we will see you next time. Peace and light. Bye, y'all.